Hey plant friends, welcome back to another glorious spring morning. This morning feeling a bit crafty. My sister is on her way over with my nephew. We dropped the other kids off at school and we are going to be making some concrete mushrooms for the garden. I had saw this online where you just take concrete and mold and turn it into these artistic mushrooms that you can kind of plop around. I'm loving mushrooms this year, so I thought this would be such a fun project to do. The process is fairly simple. We are going to take a cement mix and mix it with some water until we get the right consistency, form it into the molds, and then put a screw upside down in the molds that we will use later, let it harden, and then we'll paint the outside. We're just going to use acrylic paint just so we can get a little artistic with it, and that's what I have on hand. And then we'll put a clear lacquer over the top to help seal it in. And then after they're dry, you use the screw to screw it onto a stump or a thick branch that you can drill a hole into the top. So you hammer that into the ground and screw on the mushroom. They look really cute in the garden, so I thought this would be a fun DIY we could try together. So come on, let's go. These are the supplies I had to get from the store. Some cement all we will be using to form the mushrooms, and a clear lacquer to help seal the mushrooms after, because we're going to be using acrylic paint. These are the bowls we will be using. Thought they would be cool shapes, and to protect them, we cut up some extra feed bags to use as a liner. We were going to use the rocks, but didn't end up using them. All right. So water first. 1 part water. So I won't fill it. What do you think, half? Yeah.
Should I just add it all?
Yeah. Ooh, it looks like we're making a potion. Wow, that's really watery. And mixing the cement, we started with 2 parts cement to 1 part water. That was not thick enough for what we were using it for. It wasn't going to work, so we just went with it and kept adding until we got the right consistency that we liked. We did end up using the whole thing to that initial 1 part water. I think we added a smidge more at the end, but this is our process of doing that. Just kind of went with it and see what worked best. The reason we went with the cement all is it gave more of a neater finish, less bumps, more smooth. We thought that would work really well for the mushroom shape that we were going for. Is it like runny over here, but over here is like dry as
mix it. Here, let me get the shovel.
After that last clip, we did end up adding a little bit more water. As you can see here, it's like dripping off the shovel a little better. And we are using the feed bags as a liner and scooping in a few shovelfuls of the cement mix, patting it down with the garden hoe to smooth out the top, which will be the bottom. This was really kind of a fun process. And at this point, I thought, I don't want them to be all uniform shapes, so we ended up folding in the sides a little bit just to give each one a different, unique character. I thought that would be really cool to see. Okay. Pour it in. What note where Mom is? Watch your hand. Good, keep going. You got it? once we finished the bowl molds we had some extra. I initially thought this would be like a cool bird bath, so my sister put on some gloves and was trying to form it into that shape. We didn't have enough to complete that, and she did mention to me we might need to add some thing on the inside to prevent it from cracking. So what we ended up doing was making more of a flat top mushroom. Ended up adding a rock behind just to kind of pull it out a little bit and give it that unique shape. We also thought we had a little bit longer of a wet time before the cement had set up, maybe because we didn't add as much water as the package directions had suggested, just to get this mold. So what we ended up doing was kind of rushing around and adding some extra water to loosen up the top layer a little bit so we could get the screw in and form it around so it would harden around the screw and it would be secure. It did end up working, thank goodness. We were a little nervous that it had already set up too much and wasn't going to be able to get the screws in, but we did. And then I thought it would be fun to give a little texture on the bottom of the mushroom. So this one I just experimented with. In retrospect, painting with acrylics, this was not the best idea because it was kind of a pain painting around. If you were going to spray paint these, this would be really cool. I do like the look it gave. These are the logs we will be using for the base of the mushrooms, just got from a tree branch that had fallen during a storm this winter, and I am drilling some holes in the top that we can screw the mushrooms to. Each one is angled at the bottom so we can hammer it into the ground. This is the one with a little rhubarb leaf, isn't that cute? And these are drying really well, just about ready to take them out of the molds. So the first mushroom I decided to paint the traditional Amanita muscaria mushroom with the red mushroom and white dots. And then my camera died, so I didn't get to record all of the painting, but this is some of the process here. My nephew wanted to help, so we let him paint his own mushroom, and he was helping me paint my orange and yellow one with a little bit of brown in it. It was so fun. Great way to have a creative outlet, just kind of paint them how you want. It's garden art, so we just went with it. Now I'm putting a couple coats of clear lacquer on the top to prevent the acrylic from chipping in the elements. After a few hours, everything was dried, and I had to ship the ones my sister and nephew made over to their house so they could put it in their garden to enjoy all summer long. So here I am boxing up and transporting these beautiful mushrooms to their new home. They're so cute. I love how they came out. It was such a fun thing to make. Great to have the kids do too. It's the next morning. Yesterday kind of got away from us. It took a little longer than we thought. We were just kind of having fun, puttering around. Had to go pick up the kids from school, and then we had things to do after. My sister and I went for a run yesterday evening, so I had brought her mushrooms to her. And today, and the one my nephew did, I brought that one as well. Today I have mine. So I have 3 here that I'm going to get in the ground out front. I think I'm going to do it in the flower bed out front. I think they'll be super cute. I already have other mushrooms out there, so that'll kind of be the theme for that area out there. And I thought that would be really cute to see all summer long. So let's go get these in the ground and see how they look. Sorry for the angle of these shots. You can't really see what I'm doing. The sun was super bright, so it was hard to see in the screen. Once I started hammering these logs into the ground, I realized some of them did not have steep enough angles, so I had to go back to the saw and cut them at a little steeper angle so they went into the ground easier. I am smitten with how these came out. They're super cute. I love each individual log. The story it has to tell with the branches kind of wrapping around or the branch that V's. They're adorable. I love them. I love the color that this brings to the garden, the whimsy. It's right up my alley. I love them so much. One last change to this arrangement. I wanted to make the red mushroom a little bit shorter just to give a bit height variance. Also, the top was a bit smaller, so I felt like a shorter base would be more appropriate. And I'm using the extra discs I had from cutting the stumps at a steeper angle as little stepping stones through our magical mushroom forest. All right, plant friends, that's it for me. Thanks for watching. Those were so fun to make. I want to make so many more. We have different ideas of making full cement or concrete ones with the base as well. So we might try this again. It was super simple. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you're enjoying your garden spaces. I hope you're having wonderful spring weather like we are. And take care. Be well. Bye-bye.